Lord, the residents of Adams County. Help us, Lord, to keep in mind your teachings, your will for us. Help us, Lord, to just be the very best servants that we can be. Ask all these things, Lord, in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Okay. Minutes from the
That's going to be a lot of signage for them.
the December 23rd meeting. Should have had an opportunity to review those. Any questions or thoughts on those, guys?
I reviewed them on the email. I saw no additions or corrections.
Yeah, I'm fine. I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Stan, seconded by Doug. Minutes are approved. Moving on, Tony, I know you've got a lot for us
I'll
today.
have a few things here. The Allied Weekly Health Insurance claim.
Tony, may I interrupt, please?
Yes.
I think first item we ought to do is reorganize the board.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I would have forgotten all about that.
We were rolling on, so.
Okay, I move that we maintain the same slate of positions that we did in 2025.
I'll second that.
You okay with that, Stan? Okay, I'm
long as you behave.
okay with that too. One more year and then I'm out of this seat, so.
behave
Well, one more year and I'm done. I want to go back to sitting over there and let somebody else run the meeting, so. But I will do one more year if you guys are happy with that, so.
Chairman or president? Chairman or president?
Whatever, chairman, I
Okay,
guess.
you're vice chairman.
Stan's vice chair.
Oh, that's it, okay.
Yeah, we were gonna name him king, but we didn't wanna have the king. so.
We couldn't find a crown.
Gotta find the crap.
Okay, so that, guess that motion passes. We'll move on with the meeting. Now, Tony,
Let me finish typing.
go right ahead.
Yeah.
You know, I've always found that when I'm responsible for taking minutes, I cannot participate in the meeting. I just can't think both ways, so
It does get,
it's a challenge.
sometimes council meetings get a little tricky.
Usually the minutes suffer because I get too involved
Yeah.
trying to participate in the meeting.
Okay. Well, first thing, thanks for reminding me of that, Doug. I mean, I guess we've been okay, because it's the same slate. We actually have a credit of 55,810.03. It's a credit because of stop loss. We did have medical in the amount of 17,831.82, but the stop loss took care of that and extra. But I wanted you to be aware that it is a credit. And we'll attach this probably with the next week that we have payment, because this credit will go on that. But if you want to look at it.
Okay.
For a minute.
What's that number again, guys? 55 what?
803.
55, 8,
810.03.
10, 03.
So there's no bill this week, okay.
We're just gonna.
No. It's a credit.
What you gonna do with your shit?
Minutes.
Stop loss.
You want. You do the library on separate, you want to tag it along with all of those?
Yeah, we'll
It's just, she wants her own form.
yeah, no, we'll do it when we do that.
Okay.
Here you go. And then here's the information that came with it. Okay. I wanted you guys to see
Yep, got it?
how the stop loss is working for us and so forth.
Sure.
Payroll claims are in the amount of 386,770.57, 386,770.57.
Move we approve payroll.
I'll second that. Is that for the last pay of 2025?
Yes, that is for the pay period 12/19/25,
Cause
according to what that says.
if I'm correct, Shannon, then the raises go into effect this pay period.
Yeah, so that next one will be higher.
Okay, date, the next one.
This was for December 19th payroll.
Good. Motion, did I get a motion? from
Yeah,
Doug?
I did.
Motion from Doug, second
Second.
from Stan. Okay. Motion passes.
And you should have received the payroll time cards for appointed department heads. That was also for the pay period ending in 12/19. Payroll time card approval.
Yeah, I went through those. I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Stan, seconded by Doug. Time card approval.
Steve, can you take one and pass those down to the treasurer?
Can I change your 5 to
Oh,
6?
my 5 to a 6, yes. I think that's the first time I've written 2026.
2026.
Leave your living history there.
That's
Ah,
treasurer report. Each of you are gonna need a copy.
okay.
Steve is handing out the monthly treasurer's report. If you would like to enter that monthly treasurer's report submitted by Ed Dyer into the minutes, into the record.
I move that we submit the county treasurer's monthly report.
I'll second that.
By Doug, seconded by Stan. The treasurer's report is entered into the record.
I had also sent you all the monthly clerk report sent by Clerk Shelley Bright. If you would like to enter that into the record, I emailed that out. Is that
Okay.
all right?
Clerk's report, Stan.
Yeah, make a motion to enter that in the record.
Second.
Motion by Stan, seconded by Doug. The clerk's report's entered into the record.
Okay, I had also handed out to you prior to the meeting, the animal shelter report submitted by Cindy Heiser, if you want to enter that into the record. And I think Eric, you got a copy?
We got
I don't have a problem, Stan, if you're okay with it.
Yep, I'm fine. Motion to enter that one.
I'll second.
Motion by Stan, seconded by Doug.
Next, we have the accounts payable claims. And the accounts payable claims are in the amount of $313,518.16. 313,518.16. You should have received those in the email as well.
I reviewed those. I had no questions about those, Stan, but you might have something.
Yeah, no, I just had a couple. It looks like they were kind of playing catch up in the prosecutor's office. We had some claims for the deputy prosecutor and Deborah Shantz and also Jeremy. So I don't know.
That very well could be playing catch up at the end of the year if you use up some of their funds.
It looks like they each were similar, so
Cause they have 4D grant monies and so forth that they can use over there.
well, I mean, it was claims paid directly to Jeremy and directly to Chad and.
Oh, that was, that should be hotel mileage and so forth for their winter conference.
Gotcha, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, seems like there's. And then on your payment to Lao, is that an annual payment or?
That's an annual payment.
Annual payment?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And then, we had to settle up with State Board of Accounts to the tune of 31,000.
Yes. And keep in mind, some of those are for ours, but we also have to pay for the other units. And then we get reimbursed. It's taken out of their tax dollars they get, and we get that back. But the commissioners pay that out of their budget. That's how statute is written right now anyway.
Okay.
But we get reimbursed for all the other units audits. That one might have been ours though, our actual audit
Okay.
for the county.
All right, very good. Motion to approve the claims for, as presented.
Second the motion.
Okay. Every year at this time.
Steve.
Got it. Motion passes. Sorry.
Okay. Well, we're just trying to catch up, Steve. We,
Tried to work ahead here. That's
but
the
then when
problem.
you get, all of a sudden you're president and here we go. Every year, we have to publish in the newspapers the list of employees and wages that were allowed for the calendar year of 2025. You all have to approve it, sign it. We send this to get published. It's by statute. It's a requirement. So Kater will be getting that and Burr will be getting that. So that is what I would need is a motion and approval of approving the annual list of employees and wages allowed for the calendar year of 2025.
Move we approve Tony's request of publishing the wages for 2025.
Suppose I need to,
I'll second that.
should I tell them the amount or not?
How does that statute, I forget, did that statute change to where you can publish it like online too, or did it just end up staying with the newspapers? I forget, but when there last year, there was some question about.
I know additional appropriations has changed.
Yeah, there's,
But by and large, the things we have to publish in the papers remains the same, even though they have tried.
it usually requires you to you have to still follow the, publication schedule in a newspaper, general circulation, but then also put it on your website if you have a
Yeah.
website.
You know, now every year that, pretty much that comes up every year and it gets shot down. Depends on whose lobby group is the strongest,
By the newspaper lobby.
Hoosier State Press Association.
The high pressure guys down there.
Yeah, guys like Eric Mann and.
Put the squeeze on that.
Tony, did we vote on that? Where are we at on that? To publish that?
I think Doug made a motion.
Doug made a
I
motion.
did.
Not sure.
Stan, did you second that?
Yeah.
Okay, seconded by Stan, that motion passes.
Stan, it might be worthy of, just looking at that total, that we just approved. $10,154,252.43. So county government is an economic driver for the county.
Yeah, that's wages that people went out and spent, much of it in the county.
All right.
Mark is actually going to have a bunch of appointments later, but
Right.
I think, Mark, you're gonna handle all those, correct?
Yep, we'll go through those.
That'll be under his fine. I don't think I have anything else myself. You know, I'll be involved in some of the discussions later.
Okay, good. We'll come back to you
Yeah.
later. Nate, I know you said you really didn't have anything for us, so unless something's changed, I'm gonna move on.
Please do.
Okay. Moving on.
Unless you guys have something for me, I don't have anything either.
Cool. Nothing from highway, nothing from, engineers, man. There's 15 minutes we'll take back.
Yeah, start skipping meetings.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you being here. Rick, come on up.
Well, you're gonna have one more here,
Okay.
Stan.
All right, I'll get to you.
Hi, guys. I got a quote.
Oh,
Just keep in mind too, I believe, I don't think if anything proceeds forward in the court or anything here that, those doors won't change, so they'll always be here, to my understanding.
Right.
With that being said, I'm not expecting an answer today on this, but I want to, just let you look at it.
That down in Tony's file.
Those are double solid doors. Hanging.
well, it's new doors too.
No. Don't have.
Oh, these are double solid.
Yeah, right.
What we have in front of us is just for this door, right, Rick?
Yeah, those two doors.
Right there. Okay.
It's pretty well self-explanatory. Like I said, you might want to just take it under advisement and look at it. And this one, this is a quote for.
This is a quote to
Sorry.
have key fob access to this
That's what I thought. Okay.
It's a lot of money.
Sure enough, putting new doors in there.
I don't anticipate it being that much. It's just, I think he priced it high because they're gonna get into it. Tony, I'll just give you a copy.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, we didn't need gold plated ones, right?
Yeah.
Is this just a quote or is this
It's a quote.
did we get,
I would like to go back to him, to be honest with you, and just go maybe time and material. Cause they're not sure how long it's gonna take.
I don't know, how do we, time and material, it might end up $100 less than what this is.
2 days on it, but
Yeah,
I don't
oh,
know.
I'm a little bit uncomfortable with this. I don't know. That's a lot of money for putting a
Calls
lock.
it a proposal, so I don't know if that's an estimate or a quote.
Especially not knowing the future and what's gonna happen.
Yeah. You guys just want to sit on this a while or what's your preference? A lot of money. I was hoping it would be about half that.
Yeah,
I guess the driver for this for me was being able to get into the room. So,
Right.
You know,
Still got a key, don't we?
Well, I don't have.
I went to get some made, Stan. It's a special key. They ordered them.
Okay.
So
Let's-
But
let's start with the
Let's start
keys.
with that, see if
Yeah.
that solves our
Let's start with
problem.
the key, see
Okay.
if we have major difficulties, we can always revisit this.
Yeah.
We have keys in the auditor's office as well.
Okay.
8810.
$8,810.
Yeah, but we're not
They're gonna
going
table it.
forward with it, Eric. Okay.
Well, I guess part of my question would be, are there other committees and boards that use this room that would benefit from card access?
Well, I presume so. They would have to have a fob on.
During the last year, I know we've had
I don't know.
BZ and plan commissions in here in the evening, and I've never experienced one Thursday night that we had any issues getting in.
Because the door was unlocked.
Because it was probably unlocked. Yeah. That's up to you how.
I
secure-
I
guess
think we
part-
just move forward with the key to start with here.
I guess another part of that question is security an issue for what we have in this room? You know, if we're gonna leave the room unlocked on a typical basis, it's right.
I think that's the time when I know Megan Fawbush from, planning, we came in one night and it was locked up, and I think it was because they had left like some laptops and some things in here from the night before.
Right.
And so I think when you have stuff in here that you need to secure it, apparently they secure it, or at least in that case, she secured it. So the room was locked whenever I got in here and had to be unlocked. It's only ever happened to me once, so.
But you lock it during the day though.
Well,
When the general public is in the building.
yeah, try to, because we try to, yes, if it's thought about.
Well, yeah, if you guys are okay to start with key.
But I think, when they're in here and kind of rejiggering this whole building might be a time to revisit that.
Yeah.
Maybe there'll be some other doors we'll need to have that done too, and
The other thing, while we're talking about security, is there been any movement or any progress on panic buttons?
Well, one in here somewhere.
Cause I know Lakeland has kind of left us high and dry and not very responsive.
now.
I haven't seen it, but what I did for budget is I put that cybersecurity. I sat down with Mike and actually Bob, because it's kind of kicking the can down the road. So I put it in. I don't know if it got granted or not
I mean, we've been talking about this for
for a
a year.
long time. So I put it in there. I don't know. I don't have access to that to see if they granted that. And I just put in what the last quote was. I know there was a wish list last time we ever had a meeting.
Was that in your budget or was it in mine?
Cause it,
It was in cybersecurity.
cause it wasn't just here. I mean, it was like all the offices,
Yes.
I think.
If I remember correctly, council took it out.
Anyway,
I'd have to look, but I'm pretty sure they, they're cut.
I mean, I think there was some grant money that was supposed to come from over at Circuit and then pay the difference, so forth, so forth. I did put it in there. Sounds like it got denied.
I mean, I'm pretty sure, check with Glenda to be certain. But if I remember correctly,
I know that especially when courts come over to this building, the whole security attitude for this building is gonna have to change. And I assume personal security, panic buttons, alarms, whatever, has gotta be part of that thinking.
maybe.
I guess I'd be more concerned, that we'd be talking about security for the buildings that we're not gonna be tearing apart, like the courthouse and maybe even some temporary improvement for Superior Court building. I think we need to resolve some of those lingering issues sooner than later. And I know I've asked the sheriff to bring us a proposal on that, and I know it's gonna be expensive, but I think we need to be staring that one down too.
Okay. That's all I have, Joe.
Anything else for Rick?
I don't, just appreciate the work you've done this past year, Rick.
Yeah.
I know there's been some times when you've had to come in early, go home late. Some emergencies
Here on
pop
weekends and
up.
holidays, and I don't know how you do it.
Just bear with us. I am short a person this week. It's off, so trying to do his duties too, so.
Well, keep up your good work.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Rick.
Rick. We are running way ahead of time
I
here.
don't know if Tim is even here yet. Chris is
I
here,
don't
so
see
that-
him. I don't see Ian either. Chris, come on up,
He stepped out with Dan.
okay? We're gonna take this a little out of order here, but you're sitting here and no use killing another hour waiting on some discussion here.
You wanna wait, you wanna wait for Tim or are you the man?
This
Tim was
is
gonna-
a
I think this is
different,
gonna be.
this is a
the-
different
the
discussion.
Fitness center.
This is a fitness
membership
center
fees.
hours
Yeah.
and fitness center.
I think it was just more of the fitness center memberships.
Right,
not
memberships,
necessarily
right.
Hours.
Right.
Yeah.
And the reason I asked Chris to come, I know there was a question of whether annual memberships, and I'm not sure whether you've historically done annual memberships. It sounds like you have for the fitness center. You know, what, the question then becomes, well, when do we think we're probably gonna need to be moving in that fitness center and renovating? And I don't think we really know that yet, but I wanted us to have the discussion with Chris and give him some guidance.
Yeah.
Well, I hate to. I suppose when someone wants a yearly membership, they pay up front, right?
Correct.
Well,
And then after that point, then it's prorated
yeah,
every
Yeah.
month afterwards.
yeah.
For
I
that
think maybe
yearly.
Stan might have mentioned 6 months versus
Yeah,
a year.
I don't know, is that,
Well, what we've done, we don't offer a 6 month, but what we have done is we did away with the yearly. And then we just offer a 3 month.
3 months.
Now,
month.
that's what we what we went to. What we do offer daily, we do offer a monthly, but we don't stretch it out now any further than
3 months.
tri-month.
Okay, good.
That sounds like a
Makes
plan to
sense,
me.
makes sense to me, Chris.
Well,
If you're good with that, I think we would appreciate that.
yeah, so far people have been
Okay.
fine with that. I know that was a question as the new year came in,
Sure.
if they could renew their yearlies, but
Sure.
kind of took that under your advisement with emails that you
Yeah, I
responded to
appreciate
several weeks
that.
ago.
Sounds like you've already dealt with it in
Yeah,
a
we
in a
have.
good way.
Okay, good
Okay.
deal.
Yeah.
I
Good.
appreciate that.
Right.
I don't think,
Yeah.
probably don't need any action from us. Sounds like
No.
you've got it under control.
Right.
Thanks, Chris.
But if you happen to know, hey, it's going to be outstretched more,
Sure.
then we could offer
use
those
that.
prorated
Okay.
yearly, and I
Very
imagine
good.
some
We'll-
people probably take advantage of that.
I'm thinking over the next 30 days, we'll probably get a little bit better, windage on when things could start and what.
Chris, I can't think of a better person that's in the trench on a daily basis and has been for many years. But as this project comes on, we know the gymnasium is going to go away. You know, if any homework that you can do on the side to maybe look at what might become available in the future in Decatur, for maintaining the activities that currently
Correct.
happening in that gym would be appreciated. If you could just maybe occasionally keep us informed about some of your thoughts in this regard, I think we'd appreciate that. At least I would.
Sure will, so we can continue that partnership.
Yeah, we do. We
Right.
want to keep
well,
that.
and that's kind of the key word right there. I mean, with our hybrid park system, between Decatur and Adams County, this is a pretty big part of that system, so.
Right, sure is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Chris.
Thanks,
I'll be
Chris.
back up here as soon as Tim gets here.
Okay, all right, fine, thanks. Out there now.
Okay, Ian, let's hop to you. If you're ready.
Yeah, I don't know if Judge or Jack's coming for sure, but I'll go ahead and get started.
Yeah, we
I don't
got
think
you
I'm gonna
early,
say
so I
anything.
apologize for that.
We had Stan at the meeting, so he
Good.
can pack anything that I have to say here.
I was pretty much eating the whole time.
All he did was eat.
Thank you.
Okay, so just to kind of recap, the local JRAC committee formed a subcommittee to review the opioid settlement grant request. Okay. And we met on 2 occasions at Adams Memorial Hospital and probably spent about 5 hours, I'd estimate, Stan, at least.
Yeah.
Reviewing the grant requests that we received, evaluating the grants themselves and how they pertain to Adams County and help our community. And then ultimately sitting down and making agreement to recommendation for funding to you.
Well,
So-
and after the first meeting too, you went back to some of the applicants for more information.
Yes, if there were some questions that we didn't quite understand in regards to the grant requests or just general information that we needed about the organization, I did send out emails and received some follow-up for the group. So as you can see, the first recommendation would be for Project Connect for the jail navigation program that's currently in place. $125,000 would be recommended to be spent out of the unrestricted fund that currently has $119,498.19 in that account. And that would be for Project Connect's 2026 year. That's a full funding request. We felt like even though unrestricted funds could be used for not necessarily opioid purposes, we felt like that would still be the best use of those funds to recommend to you. And I might add that instead of making that account go in the red, you might want to consider giving that half of that upfront and then having them ask for the second half in July, once we receive another installment from the opioid settlement. However that works, Tony.
Yeah, well, they'll pay it, they pay it in whenever it is they pay it in. That would be a good idea. Pay half now and then the other half when we get those in
Right.
from the state.
You said there's 119 in there now? Yes.
119,498 right now.
Yeah.
We're giving them 125, so.
And so that'll obviously zero that account out for the time being, and it'll continue to replenish itself year after year through 2038 currently. But obviously, we will not have the money to continue to sustain that type of funding request in the future.
And Project Connect understands that this is not something that we can maintain.
Through that fund.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, whether they figure out another way to fund themselves or the county itself figures out a way to fund that program in the
Sure.
jail, that's gonna have to be a discussion in the future.
So just to clear up my thinking as we go through this whole list. So there are funds that will be coming in through 2038, right?
Yes.
Okay, and is it a de-escalating amount each year or unknown?
Not necessarily. I don't understand the formula that the Attorney General's office used. It's generally, I can't remember off
We
the
have a
top of my head.
spreadsheet that,
Yeah, I have a
somewhere that
spreadsheet,
shows
and that's
it.
the one thing I didn't bring.
But there are going to be funds. We're
Yes,
just not 100% sure what it's gonna be each year.
it's different each year.
That's a
by
long
a
way
few
out for
dollars.
money, I'm telling you.
It's significantly less though than,
Yes.
initially we got some pretty sizable chunks of money.
We did. Get a
But
large upfront.
in the ongoing years from here forward, they're relatively smaller in the tens of thousands of dollars
Right.
versus in the hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Now, are these taxpayer dollars or are these settlements from
It's
pharmaceuticals?
settlement from Purdue Pharma,
it's not taxpayer dollars.
not taxpayer
Okay.
dollars.
Would it make more sense or would it cause an issue if we were to approve the grant for Project Connect out of restricted?
If you did, then that would significantly change the rest of the recommendations because you would not have the money there to cover those.
So either way, we'd still be,
You're still gonna have to wait for funds to come in later in the year.
But as far as what we would receive yet in 2026, we could cover that difference.
Yes,
Okay, so it sounds to me like that's a pretty easy solution to pay it half now with funds we've got and commit to the other half once we get the 2026 draw.
Right. Yeah, that would be my recommendation. Moving on, Adams Behavioral Health, for their jail therapy program, it's $22,500. That's a continuation of a program that was previously funded by the Indiana Department of Corrections through community corrections funding, and the jail treatment program that the sheriff received. That funding was cut in 2026 as part of DOC's funding cuts for community corrections in general. And so the behavioral health has asked to continue that program. I believe the sheriff can speak on the need for it. And I will also say that Project Connect does not have licensed mental health therapists on staff. And so it's not like one could do the other. This is totally a separate program and a different level of qualifications for the people that are doing the work inside the jail. Sheriff, do you want to add anything?
Yeah, it's just, with that program, they get assessed, they start treatment, counseling, and then when they get released, it's a continuation on that is then usually picked up by Medicaid, through state-sponsored insurance. So it's a great start for us to get them going. They keep the same therapist when they get out. The therapist from the outside comes in through behavioral health. So, and like Ian said, Project Connect doesn't have that licensing to do that stuff. But they also will assist them on the outside. Project Connect, that's where the system, if they need transportation to get their appointment. So they still work hand in hand with behavioral health, but they're doing two separate things.
Does that is that a request that the inmate has to make for assistance in this area?
Correct. They all told about it, and usually that request, once they get involved with Project Connect, and they start talking to us and say, hey, this is part of what you need help with, and they basically refer them to behavioral health, and they start that inside the jail.
Okay, the next one, $19,875 to the Bowen Center for their skills coaching services. Again, this is a service that's currently operating and in place. Hey, Jack. Here in Adams County, Community Corrections uses Bowen Center for skills coaching quite frequently. This is someone that works with the client directly, helps them fill out applications, helps them do skills in the community that otherwise they may need some help and assistance with. Again, they're currently doing that in the county, and they are also affected by the funding cuts by the Department of Corrections. And so this would be a continuation of something that they're already doing. However, they lost funds to do so. The next one is for Margie's Place down in Bern, the mother's home. We're recommending $11,250 to help offset the cost of operations for Margie's Place.
Ian, did you say that, not to back up, but did you say that this is full funding or not full funding of the request that you received for all of these?
Some of these are cut and some of these are full funding.
Okay, that's okay. I thought maybe there was a standard that you used, but.
The next one, $5,400 for A Better Life Brianna's Hope in Bern for expanding their services and support to the community. That is a support group that occurs down in Bern. Michael Bear runs the program. It's very well attended down there. And they are hoping to be able to expand their services and do more within the community with this money that they've requested.
Good.
McMillan Health Center for $5,834. You all know McMillan Health, they've been around forever. They do some things in our schools, and they are going to use this funding to provide some substance abuse, education and prevention with our students in our schools. Following that is $10,739 for North Adams for their DARE program. I know there had been some confusion in the past. I want to clarify that with you. I'm speaking with Superintendent Ms. Hyatt. There was some confusion on fiscal years. Obviously, the county and the schools operate on different fiscal cycles. And so they were under the impression that they could wait till May of 2026 to submit a claim. They were told to do so before the end of this last calendar year. I haven't verified that I received an invoice yet from them. So, but this is to fund the 2026-27 school year at North Adams for the DARE officer. So starting in August, if you can work off of a school year calendar, that's the purpose of this.
Now just South Adams and Adams Central doesn't participate with
They
this?
currently do not have a DARE program in their schools that I'm aware of. Following that, we have $11,250 for Renovate Counseling Services LLC to provide scholarships for counseling services within their agency for those who otherwise don't have insurance or a payer source to do so. They are a newer organization in our community, but they're doing great things. They've significantly helped out in wait times for people who are seeking help with not only for Jack and I's organization or agencies, but also just in the community. And so we're really happy that they're here, and to not have a wait is a big deal for the community. And then lastly, $40,000 for Crossroads Community. They are starting another home for recovery down in Bern. I wouldn't say starting anew, but redoing one that they previously had. And this particular home is going to have supervision and more structure than their current operations do. So think of jail, halfway home, 3/4 home, independent living, if that makes any sense to you. Right now, there's a gap where we don't have halfway. And so the clients that are currently incarcerated and going into Crossroads are skipping that halfway step and going to 3/4. And sometimes it's a little bit too much freedom. And so by introducing this halfway house program, I think it's going to solidify what Crossroads is doing in our community. Jack, do you have anything to add?
No, I like we met and we made.
Yeah, I told them that we probably spent at least 5 hours going over these grants and deciding how, who, and what to do. So I think that this recommendation is giving the county the best bang for the money that we received as a part of the settlement, and I'm proud of what we've accomplished.
Well, I think it speaks so highly of the group that we assembled to help to identify and prioritize and help us to allocate these dollars. You all are there. You all are the ones that have the experience and the expertise to assess whether these programs are effective, whether we need to continue them, whether they're not effective, and how we're going to fund them. So, that Sheriff, I'm not sure whether you have anything you want to add, but I know from my perspective, I put absolutely the faith in your committee to help us figure out how to spend these dollars and make them effective.
No, I agree. I was not part of these conversations since my facility could be benefit from this. So, and that's what also nice having our large pool of people on that. Anybody who was benefiting from these grants were not allowed in these discussions other than presenting your proposal, that you're not involved in the voting. But the people involved in the decision making, plain English, they can see BS when it's BS. They know what's working in our community. They know what our community needs. So I wholeheartedly support the recommendations.
My only suggestion would be, having been familiar with grants for many, many years, just make sure everyone understands. I know this isn't a grant. This is a bit different, but just make sure everyone understands that as funds decrease, that they're going to have to make adjustments there and not become, quote, kind of entitled to these monies, because it can easily happen.
I agree, and I think that unless we receive another settlement of a great amount of money, we will never again have this much money to distribute through this fund. it will be much less in the
Right.
future and much more competitive.
And-
I do want to recognize who was on the committee who actually
Please do.
came. Sorry, I didn't
Yeah.
do that, but Stan, Jack, Judge Conrad, Jenny Broderick from Park Center, Stephanie Beaver, who works for me, myself. Did I miss anybody? And Danielle Reed from the Department of Child Services are who participated and deliberated these grants. So a very diverse and it was a good group. We worked well together.
Good.
And, you know, full disclosure too, I sit on the board for the Hope Clinic, so, you know, I did not participate in that specific discussion, even though, and so if you'd like, I can abstain from the voting on this.
And the Hope Clinic
We
did
need
not
that at all.
receive
We need
full
action
funding
on this?
requests. They were.
Yeah, we're gonna have to, because we're the ones that ultimately
Yeah, it
have to
needs to be
decide how
minutes
this
on the
money's
record.
dispersed.
So yeah, for full, but if you'd like me to abstain from voting, certainly.
I move we take the committee's recommendation for the use of these opiate settlement funds.
I'll
Yes.
second that motion. Maybe clarifying again our previous discussion that the money for the Project Connect would be split 50% now and 50% once we receive the 2026 draw for or 2026 allocation for the opioid settlement funds.
We'll keep this in our office so we know how much is coming and where it's going, so.
Yes, please.
So we'll say that past Stan, but again, I'm not, I would feel that you would need to abstain from voting, but
He didn't strong arm us.
very good.
Yeah, he was just eating, right?
I just sat there like this the whole time.
Good. So
Didn't
I
even
second
share.
that.
Yeah, I got that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks, guys. Thanks for your
Thanks,
work.
Do I need to put in the minutes that he officially abstained?
Yeah, probably, since he does sit on a board. It doesn't hurt that, but
I'll put that in.
I didn't feel too committed to that. Tim, come on out. Tim and Craig and
Hey, Coach, how you
Rick,
doing?
Rick, I know this impacts you a lot too, so why don't you come have a seat at the table for this
seeing
discussion as
you.
well, please?
Good seeing you.
You too. Just got that email and Logan.
Oh, yeah, you gotta use him, huh?
Yeah.
Good for him.
Absolutely.
Getting in a top-notch program, good experience.
Yes, absolutely.
Go ahead.
Okay, well, first of all, thank you so much for allowing us to be here. The purpose, once again, is to request the usage of the gym for a dual meet in wrestling that we are hoping to host once again this year. We did it last year, titled it Retro Night, and it was a phenomenal night of wrestling. And the entire purpose of this Retro Night is just that, to bring back the roots of Belmont wrestling. Belmont wrestling, as you know, has a strong history in our community. But I'm a history buff myself, both with world history as well as local history. And there were several things kids had said to me over the years that I was shocked that they didn't understand. So I love teaching the wrestling part of it, but I also love teaching the history part of it. And the match last year, we hosted Yorktown High School, and our kids had never seen anything like it. This gym, I don't know that I have the right words for it, but you can't match it. The Belmont High School gym does not match it. I've been in many, many gyms around the state of Indiana, and there's nothing like this gym. It was a privilege to have the match here last year. It was loud, even though the gymnastics area took part of the seating. It was very loud. I ordered special singlets for our wrestlers last year to match the original Belmont High School singlets with tights and all. And it was a a great night for our kids, but I also offered it to Yorktown. And they dug out some of their oldest singlets they had, and it was just a great night for everybody involved. I know I had heard so many neat things from the fans as well, how they just love, because the fans are right on top of you. And again, at Belmont High School, it's a fine gym, but you don't get that intimate feel. And I'm requesting the usage of this gym once again this year on Tuesday, January 13th. The opponent this year that I selected is Muncie Central High School. The reason I selected Muncie Central is because when Decatur High School first started wrestling in 1962, one of our first opponents was Muncie Central High School. And that is a school as well, if you've ever been there, who appreciates their heritage. They have a big field house gym, which is neat to compete in as well. And I know the coach very well. He's a good man. I know he would love to get involved with this as well. Obviously, last year we learned some things about what works, what doesn't work. Things about just making sure in the event of any weather that North Adams has the area covered with salt, snow removal, whatever, certificate of insurance, all that good stuff. But again, it's such a neat opportunity for our kids to get to experience the roots of this wrestling program's history. And I thank you for last year. And again, I just request it again for this year. Because there's a whole lot of good that comes from it.
As I'm sure you're aware, as the discussion's going, this could be the last opportunity to do this in that gym. You know, we're deep into discussion about that gym not being a gymnasium in the future, but you know, one of the things that you know, I'm wrestler also, Adams Central, but that heritage is so strong that and the opportunity to compete in a gym like this, I'm sure, is really a cool thing for the kids and the fans. I think we had some kind of logistical issues last year, challenges. Rick, do you want to speak to kind of what, you know, I think about restrooms and parking and all those things that your home, the Belmont High School would have to offer that we struggle with here. So things that you would have concerns about, Rick, maybe?
I think last year, when this event was scheduled, we didn't know that there was going to be a meeting in here. I think if you.
I do. Now that you say that, it's like, oh, that's right. We had.
And then we just, basically what we did was just change the bathroom accommodations. So we used the ones on the east side. We came into the building and used the downstairs and upstairs.
Tony, do you see anything on the calendar for the 13th? That's only a couple weeks away.
It's a Tuesday, so there wouldn't be like plan commission
No.
or I think
No.
that would probably
don't
work
think
out
so.
better.
Is there anything else that you
Let
see
me-
that might interfere?
Let me look here.
Next Tuesday.
January 13th, right?
Yes.
Tuesday.
The school board night on the outside.
January 13th. I do not see anything.
Nothing in this
Okay,
room.
and
So
then
that
what we want to do is, if someone requests a meeting room in the building that day,
assuming we
let's
approve this,
let's
block this out.
discourage them and set them back a week or something.
Shannon, thoughts?
January 13th.
January
We
13th?
have a design
Council, you guys in design committee.
at
is
2
in
o'clock.
this room.
But you're- but I
That's at
think you're
2
talking
o'clock.
in the
That
evening.
lasts,
Okay.
that don't last very long.
Yep.
2 o'clock is the last thing you have in here on that day. It's design committee.
Now, Tim, you talked about possibility of snow, salt and all that kind of stuff. Are there some North Adams people that come in and help with supervision as far as making sure people don't start wandering the building?
Correct. Last year, we had a concession stand that was run by the Decatur Wrestling Club. And they were stationed in an area to prevent people from attempting to go up the stairs. I know that long hallway was blocked off. So yes, Aaron Baker was out here, supervision for North Adams. So a lot of that was
Okay.
monitored.
Rick?
I mean, I kind of agree. I don't think there was any issues with any of that. We just kind of changed the
Figured it out.
bathroom accommodations, so.
Rick, is there a possibility that you could block off that evening and actually attend Tim's event here? I mean, that way you're in the building. If something happens, there's no more knowledge of this building than what's sitting right here. Because we don't expect you guys, Chris got a pretty good idea of what happens in the gymnasium, and I'm sure he'll attend as minded as you are.
One of the things with it too, Tim, is, the door. I mean, it's gonna be unlocked because I believe it doesn't close until 8 p.m.
Okay.
But does the door need to be open longer? Like, when do you think it'll be over?
Well, depends how quick we pay up.
That's usually not very long.
Yeah.
Should be okay.
I think you can usually plan for hour and a half to 2 hours for a dual meet.
So really though, correct me if I'm wrong, so if it's open till 8 like it is now, I mean, everybody's gonna be in here that needs to be in here.
Right. Yeah, there shouldn't be any
There shouldn't be
stragglers
any
coming in.
stragglers.
No.
So I think we're good there.
Okay,
And as far as any concerns or anything, please tell me, cause I'll make it happen. If it's any,
Yeah, he had volunteers, he had, I don't remember if they were staff that went through the bleachers, you know, afterwards.
Yes.
To pick up any trash, programs, et cetera.
and if it's any consolidation about what you had mentioned, I would bawl my eyes out if we couldn't have, I would love to have every wrestling match in this gym. And I think other sports would be tempted as well. Now, crowd size, I would not host, a Delta in here because that's a big rivalry with us. That's why I selected Muncie Central because I'm not worried about lack of seating. But again, if we had a Delta in here, that would be an issue. So, and again, tell me what you need. I'll make it happen. We need Logan officiating that night. We'll make it happen.
that's up to you.
I think you just accommodate it just like you would if you were having it out there.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's,
Well, I have no reservations about Tim Myers and Chris. These guys do make it happen and have for years and years and years.
Thank you.
Not only as an athlete, but as a coach, staff member. And my hat's off to you. I have no problem granting this request whatsoever.
Got a motion?
Stan, thoughts?
Yeah, no, I think you got 1 year's experience under your belt as far as the logistics. And I think it's a neat opportunity and that's the hard part about making the decision to focus our judicial center on this building, but we've faced hard decisions before and we have to look at our responsibilities and how is best to accommodate our responsibilities too. So I feel bad to look at the progress that would do to a unique historical gym like this, but we will continue to look at it. And yeah, if Rick's good with the logistics and you guys sound like you've got the personnel to handle it, and I think it's a neat opportunity for sure.
I move that we accept the request on January 13th for Belmont Wrestling to have another big win.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
second.
Okay, the motion passes.
Yeah, I know it's tough,
Thanks, guys.
and it's gonna get tough for you, Tim, when you see this gym disappear because of your past history personally. But, went through the same thing with Geneva High School. It's just a monument in a corner, and look at the old Burn Bears High School, things change. That's all I can say. Things change, but
Hey,
my hat's off.
thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Hey, Tim, is there room for 3 or 4 minutes? How many minutes you gonna have? One minute? Okay, that's what I'm, okay, I just got it. Oh, you're okay.
All right. Yeah, hey, thanks.
Mark
for bringing
Wynn,
that down.
come on down.
Yeah.
We haven't been on in a while. They took, so they created. So, you know,
Got 2 copies.
you feel like you're walking back, and so it's neat. If you ever get a chance to go to
Where at again?
Wabash, we went to a wedding there. And it was like,
I just redid that one and then.
One subdivision.
On
2 pieces of paper. I don't know why. This is how they do it. So look at this and then we'll sign this.
Okay.
This is 300 South and almost Wells County. And almost 1200. So 650 west is here, so we're half a mile from, well, right here's the county line.
What are they
So
doing?
what they are doing is taking this single lot, it's a Gerber.
We always call it. Turn the microphone off again.
And what they're doing, he has a child that is gonna build a house on this lot right here. So they've taken this single lot and this lot 1 now, and then this is lot 2. That's all there is to it. Will actually
Okay,
be.
so the access is along here then.
Yes.
This lot is basically here.
This whole section, and the reason this goes that far out, there is a 20-foot drop here to here.
Wow.
So they want to come out on the top of the hill and not get clobbered. That's why this looks a little bit funny.
Yep.
That's why they don't even, that's not even trees. That's so sloped. In this one corner, they don't even plow it.
Thank you.
But that's the reason it's weird shape. To get the access way
Putting a
over.
lane in there is their issue.
They'll sign down.
That's,
It's
they will
good.
have, they've paid for sewer. Eric has a bunch of, his house is across the road.
Come on,
Clayton's, he's got 2 or 3 homes back in there now.
We can
for
move the
kids.
briefcase. There could be a
They've actually
seat.
brought sewer from Wells County.
Okay,
Oh, no kidding. Wow.
okay, good deal.
So that'll end up being a sewer.
Good deal.
Move we approve.
Okay.
second.
Motion by Doug, seconded by Stan, motion passes. We can sign page 2.
Yeah, we'll go right there. Yeah, that's right.
Thank you very much. That's all I got.
Thanks, Mark. Don't fold those up, all right?
Well, this is a different company, so
Oh,
that's
okay.
how we got it.
County attorney.
Here we go. Well, just bringing those down soon. And you wanna start with this one? And then she should have it. Yeah. Looking at a tort claim notice we got. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that doesn't affect us. It has to do with, it has to do with. Same thing we've gotten already. Different. But we're all right. Okay. I don't know if we need this information to go with this. It's the letter that she sent. There's gonna be 2 copies of this one for you guys, for you to sign, Steve. You're,
Okay.
only need your signatures.
Paul, do you want your magazine?
Thanks. Thank you, Angie.
That's lit.
Those are good articles in there.
Hey, Happy New Year, Angie.
Thanks, Angie.
Thanks, Angie.
Hey Nate, if we clear off our counter, do you want this down in your office down here? Maybe Paul. Yeah, retro copy.
All right, so we've got a list of appointments to go through for all the various appointments that the Board of Commissioners makes on an annual basis, various boards and offices and positions here in Adams County. So we'll kind of we'll run through all of these. I've got the complete list. I've got all the forms.
Signing now?
What's that?
Can they start signing now?
Well, no, I want to go down through and make sure, because there's some that we may not sign.
Oh,
So I want to go
Gotcha.
through and check everything off. But anyway,
sorry, Nate.
we'll start off with the Decatur Public Library has a specific form that needs to be signed for appointment to their board. And it's a state prescribed form. So we have that. And then together with the cover letter here from Kelly Agier as the director of the library, just indicates that Cheryl Heisner is termed out on the board for 4 years, and she's going off the board, and they've recommended her replacement with Mr. Michael Webb, who's a resident of Decatur, and he's got apparently experience with various boards and businesses, and they believe he'd be a good member. So they're recommending the appointment then of Michael Webb, and I've got the form for his appointment. And so I guess let's take a motion to appoint Michael Webb as a member to the Decatur Public Library Board. And it is a 4-year term beginning January of this year, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Motion
All right,
passes.
perfect.
Mike Webb.
Yep, and I'll send this form down and there's a signature, it just needs to be signed by Steve, and then we'll, Tony will get that, can notarize
We'll
that,
get
or
Kelly
I
hers.
can notarize it. But anyway, just where I put
We've got a couple of notaries in our office.
put the X there, so Steve just needs to sign that. And here's the cover letter for that, Tony, you can keep that with that.
Who signs here?
Signature of appointing official or typing officer. Let me Steve. Oh, the name of the yeah, this is the notary. So yeah, we'll put Steve here. Yeah, name of appointee being replaced. So
That's not
they'll-
needed because it's
Yeah,
expiring
and
term.
they can fill that out if they want.
Let's even make sure Steve is signing in the right place.
Name of appointee.
That's why I like our form better.
Yeah, this is a nutty form. This actually here is the oath that he will take.
He'll
and
have to come in
sign,
and sign.
and he'll have to sign
Yep.
down here. So it's actually here at the top.
Okay.
So
Matter of fact, all these appointments, they'll have to come in and sign.
yep, thanks for seeing that, Tony. Otherwise,
That's all right.
there's always a good chance we'll mess up one of those state forms.
I prefer our appointment forms over the state.
I'll make a copy of this. I think this would be helpful if they all have a copy of this,
Yeah.
because
I'm
it's a lot
looking for mine,
easier.
I can't find
It's a
it.
lot easier to look at.
And then do 2 more for us. Good to get, yeah.
Be great. You ask.
I got a story.
How many trees are gonna have to die?
This thing
I'll
you've
plant
got-
some more trees.
No, it doesn't.
I did that in high school. Cost cutting, buddy.
You give Nate that, when you give that Nate that calculator.
You want me to
make
get it?
sure he- Make sure that his, all of his gadgets will have to.
Did it say it had to wake up?
That was probably from 1950.
Red claw punching.
You know what I'm saying?
Burn paper.
Give me two, I'll give one.
Oh, there's. Oh, that's, okay. Is that long as 3 pages?
Mm-hmm.
No kidding.
Well, it doesn't mean that it's in an Excel spreadsheet. It doesn't mean that everybody on there gets on it.
Dave Butler.
3 pages.
To there's one for you, Tony.
That's set.
Okay.
I didn't see one in here.
There's not this. No, there is not.
I've got the stapler down here.
Right, so I think probably the easiest thing to do, I've gone through the forms. There was one change to the form for Doug Hartman because he's actually appointed to 2 boards, the Plan Commission and the Board of Zoning Appeals. And so I've changed that form, so his appointment is on one form. So we'll get to that. Why don't we just do this in batches and we'll go from so these are all 1-year appointments. First one listed up there is Amy Foltz for Drainage Board Secretary, 1 year. She's actually appointed by the Drainage Board as we discussed this morning. So the form's gonna be signed by the Drainage Board, so we can cross that one off. That's not one that you need to take action on.
They don't do that, the board does that.
No, they don't need to take action on that one.
Drainage board does there, yeah.
And so then the next, we've got Adams County Highway Superintendent Nate Rumschlag, and these are all 1 year.
Highway engineer.
What'd I say? You're the superintendent now. Is that what I just said?
Try to.
He's got reappointed.
Just change
Don't
your
do that to me.
Adams County Highway Engineer.
We're just gonna switch you and Brad.
Nate Rumschlag, 1 year. Adams County Highway Superintendent Brad Yoder. Assistant Highway Superintendent Paul Zerby. Adams County Drainage Board, I think attorney is what it's got listed there, which that would be Drainage Board.
Is that drainage board and commissioner's attorney?
I don't believe so. At least not the way it's listed on.
Let me see.
It might be, it's not, there's 2 separate.
Adams County and the Drainage Board.
Right, here we go. Adams County and Drainage Board Attorney is how
It's
it's
on there
listed.
both?
Yep.
Okay,
That's how it's listed here.
I see. Well, mine's cut off.
Yeah.
All right, I guess it's both, so that's up to you guys. Building Inspector and Plan Commission Director, Mark Wynn, County Plat Book Technician.
I was gonna ask you about that one. Didn't we kind of lump that together into the surveyor job? I forget how we did that, cause he couldn't hold 2.
It is lumped together. We went through the State Board of Accounts.
Yeah, we sorted that out. I
And
don't know
he's-
that we need to appoint him, actually.
Yeah, whether you need to appoint it, I don't know, but he's still doing it. He's getting paid along with his surveyor pay, so.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's do it simpler here. Let's just go down the line here. What about Nate Rumschlag? We gonna do Nate?
Yep.
Do we need a motion? You wanna
No,
lump these
I'm
all
just
together?
I'm gonna say, are we gonna consider that appointment today, or are we gonna consider it at some other time?
Let's take all these for all of the full-time Adams County employees. Let's take those all at once.
If you want.
We can
Okay.
move all the way down to Shannon, it looks like at that point with that.
And you say full-time, that would also include Trent.
I'm sorry, yep.
Of course,
County employees.
health board's gonna change.
Yeah, what do you wanna do with health board? Do you wanna
Nothing
signal-
right
We don't do
I
anything right
would
now.
leave that out.
We don't need to do anything with that.
Yeah, we'll,
Yep, so no, we can do that. So we'll go, all the way from Nate Rumschlag, so just so the paper's got this form. Highway Superintendent Brad, Assistant Paul Zerby, Drainage, County Attorney, it'd be me, Building Inspector, Mark Wynn, Mike Whirling. We don't need to take action on that right now, so we won't.
take him out.
Chauncey Cook, Soil and Water Director, Mike Brown, IT Director, Trey Likes, County Veteran Service Officer. We've got then Dan Hackman, Weights and Measures, Rick Burkhalter, Grounds and Facility Manager, and then Shannon is ADA Compliance. So all of those being 1 year, if we have a motion to make those appointments, I've got the
Do
forms.
you wanna do EMA or do you wanna do that?
Miguel, what's her young gal?
Megan Wilson.
Megan Wilson.
That's been,
Let
that's
me see if
official.
we
isn't
have
it?
hers.
I don't know if I've got a form for her, but
Let me
if you
look
wanna,
and see.
if you wanna approve that, we'll put it in and we'll get the form.
Let's go ahead and add her there and get that approved, and then we maybe have to plan paperwork later.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay, I move that we appoint all of the, positions that were just mentioned, including Megan Wilson. Leaving health board vacant, leaving the county plot book vacant at this point in time. The rest I move that we approve on the 1 year appointment.
Yeah, I'll second it. How, it's just however it needs to be handled with flat book is all. But yeah, I'd second
That
that.
motion passed, so all those folks
Yep.
are reappointed for another year.
I don't
Got
think
it.
we have Megan's yet.
Well, we can do it.
We
So
can,
let's-
make it, we can sign it when you get it, Tony.
Yep. So I've got all these other forms, so we'll go through and get them signed.
Okay.
All right, so that's, let's go through. And I have some notes here about staggering. Sometimes we have to, if the terms are not staggered or they get out of order, we've got to stagger terms for, multi-year appointments. And I've got a note on that here.
124.
All right. Do these.
These are the ones that are ready.
Yes.
Here are the ones that are ready.
There's notes on here about, so Property Tax Assessment Board of Appeals. We've got Max Beer and Rex King. Those are 2 year terms, but they're staggered. And so I need to talk to Andy and Brooke and see where we're at right now, because it looks like they're both on a 1 year, and we need to make a change on that with one of them.
Who's the third?
Property Tax Assessment Board of Appeals?
Is it Don?
Yeah, it's the auditor. Yeah, or not the auditor, the assessor. So let's not do those yet, because I think that's gonna, those forms may change. And then we've got, Wabash Heritage, River. Let's see, corridor member, Randy Lehman, and that's a 1 year.
Right.
And then we got John Kent's alcohol beverage, board member. He's done that for quite a while, so he knows that. We've got Bill Grimm. Was that District 3 Advisory? That's EMA, I believe. Then we've got, Jim Franz is on here, but he's going off the sewer board, so we're gonna, I believe the board's coming up with a recommendation for his replacement, and they just haven't done that yet. So we don't have anything to do there yet. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and then we've got, John Carroll, reappointing, well, those are all, so that Randy Lehman, John Kent's, Bill Grimm, those are all one year. So why don't we have a motion to approve them and I'll get the 1 year's done.
Stan,
So
you got
moved. So moved.
second?
Okay, passes.
All right.
I didn't have a form for Jim Fromm anyway.
No, and you shouldn't.
But you said we're gonna do Rex, gonna figure out the development and get that later.
Max and Rex.
Max and Rex.
Yeah, so there's those.
There's some more.
Give that back to you. That's, Amy's appointed by 3.
Oh, that's a page board there. There it is. Well. I don't know when the drainage board, you wanna keep this one for when the drainage board meets again?
Yep. All right, and so then we've got, batch them, Doug.
Okay,
So the next three are for the, Regional Sewer District Board. And those also, we need to, take a look at how those terms are staggered. So, and they don't meet again for, well, I gotta think. They meet,
Thursday.
no, they meet Thursday.
It's Thursday.
Yeah.
Mark, how was that with Nate? I mean, that's not any kind of a conflict, is it, as far as him being sitting on that board?
No. No, because it's not paid.
In the volleyball here.
Mhm. I would say at this point in time,
You know, you're looking at Regional Sewer Board.
yeah,
Well, we're only seeing a few of those there, so there must be some staggering there that takes place.
there is, but I've
Oh,
got to
and
try
I
to
guess,
see what it
I guess
says.
they're appointed by other parties though, aren't they? Is
They
there somebody
are.
appointed by City of Decatur and somebody
Yes, Burn.
town of Burn or City of Burn?
Yeah, why don't we just approve the reappointment of those three current members, John Carroll, Dion Schoaf, and Nate Rumschlag, and they're all willing to serve again, for 1 year. And then we'll figure out what has to be staggered, and then whoever needs to be appointed for a longer term to true that up, then we'll just have you approve that at a later meeting here. At least we get them reappointed now, and then we'll fix the stagger term.
Okay. You guys okay with that? We're talking about John Carroll, Dion Schoaf, and Nate Rumschlag for the Regional Sewer Board.
Yep.
yeah,
So 1 year for now.
Sounded like a motion, a second to me.
yeah, I'll make the motion. Stan second.
Okay.
All right,
It's done.
and then let's see.
Got these. Yeah.
Well, what? That's these. I'm gonna hang on to these. We don't need to sign those because those are for 3 years. I'm gonna reprint them.
Okay, so those you're gonna get later,
Well, yeah.
these two?
Yep.
Okay. I'll wait till you hand them to me and then I'll send it
I've
down.
got the checkoff list of
Okay.
what's been appointed and what we're waiting on. Okay, the next round here is the drainage board members, so we've got Bill Wimoff.
This paper looks like they're all okay. They were
They're all
appointed in
there, yeah, it's
25,
just Greg Leakey.
And they're through 26, 27, so I don't
Yep.
think we have to reappoint any of
I
those.
only have
guys.
Greg down on here.
Greg, we need to reappoint,
Yeah, that's the only one I have
Okay.
the form for.
and so he's gonna run from January 1, 26 to December 31 of 27. And I think that's, that has to do with staggered terms as well.
So you just give Wimhoff a Nightlinger?
They're already appointed.
They're already appointed.
Their term didn't expire yet.
Yeah, okay.
yeah, the term ends for Wimoff in 26, Neidlinger in 27, and then Leakey will also be 27, but that meets the requirements. So need a motion to appoint Greg Leakey for 3 years.
So move.
Second.
Motion passes.
Yeah, it's actually.
Hospital board, the only one that needs appointed is Scott Lehman.
Yeah, that's what I have.
Yeah.
Okay, Greg Leakey, that one.
Another one. I'll just get all those after you all sign them.
Stan's making a pile here.
Yeah, Scott Lehman for hospital board, and that's a 4-year term. So from January 26 to December 31 of 29.
I'll make that motion.
On Scott Lehman?
Yep.
I'll second it.
Motion passes.
Okay, next one is Dr. Scott Smith to the Adams County Community Corrections Board for 4 years, and that's through December 31, 2029. The rest of,
Move that we appoint Dr. Smith.
There are other community corrections board
Or
members.
is there others? Okay.
well, we can take all of those together, I guess. Yeah, there's more.
We don't
Some
wanna do
of them
20
are,
motions for.
yeah. Some of them are staggered here. So it looks like it's Dr. Smith, 4-year. And these are all Adams County Community Corrections Board, Dr. Scott Smith. And then we've got Rob Parker. And that one is, I think they're screwing up the terms here too. Or no, they're all January 26 to 29. So we've got Rob Parker, Brad Weber, Jody Maywar, and Jack Odell. So all of those are Adams County Community Correction Board members needing appointment, 4-year term. So need a motion to that effect.
So moved.
Second.
Parker, Weber,
Motion
Mayor.
passes.
This could be.
Okay, got all those. Here's those, Tony. All right, the next one I have is so I've got Doug Hartman is Board of Zoning Appeals and but he's also
Plan.
Plan Commission. And it's the let me see.
He can do both though, right?
Yeah.
Yes, yep.
We have a few others. that do that.
Phil Eicher's one.
So let's just go through the so we need let's just take it by group here. So the Board of Zoning Appeals is only one, so it's Doug Hartman. So needed a motion to appoint him for another 4-year term.
So moved.
Second.
Okay.
Passes.
All right, we'll get the right forms here at the end. And then let's, for Plan Commission, it looks like we've just got Gene Whitty and also Doug Hartman. And also there is a Burn Plan Commission member appointment is Brent Lehman. So it looks like we need all 4 of those, or all 3 of those 4-year terms, yes.
Okay. Gene Whitty, Doug Hartman for County Plan Commission, and Brent Lehman for Burn Plan Commission.
That is-
Guys, you okay with that?
So I'm so moved.
Second.
Motion by Doug, second by Stan.
Alright.
We slow down the fence bit.
Yeah. Still got ink.
There's those two. I've gotta find the form for, Brent Lehman. I saw it, and I think it's at the end of my stack here, but if you don't find it, I've got one. Got one.
Did you have Gene Whitty's? I don't know,
Yes, yep. I
Yep,
got-
I've got Gene's here in front of me right now.
Yeah, here it is. Burn. Here's
Yeah,
Brent
I just
Lehman.
found it too. Okay.
It's right there.
Keep
Okay,
that
then-
pen hot, Stan.
Adams County Health Board member appointments. We've got Dr. Mark Gressla and Dr. Emil Meyer, both 4-year appointments. So take a motion for those two.
So moved.
Second.
Motion passes. Forms for them. We're getting near the end, guys.
Had to take some out.
I thought it'd be a better way to run the railroad.
Did we get Phil Akers somewhere along the line, Tony? We got,
I don't think we had
Did
to
you
yet.
name Phil Iker yet?
I don't believe so.
He's BCA and Plan
yeah,
Commission,
yeah. That was a change a little bit.
but I don't know if he's
But
up
but
on
I don't
both
know
or
that
not.
he's up. Yeah.
I think we have at least,
Wouldn't he be up on Plan Commission?
he's up
since
on
he
one
just-
of them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's been on BZA.
He's up
Plan
for,
Commission
he's up
is
for
new.
Plan Commission.
Right.
No, Plan Commission said, this schedule says he doesn't go off till into
Yeah, but he just
27.
got on. He wasn't on before. Plan
Right, he's
Commission.
just getting put on,
Right.
taking somebody else's place.
Phil Iker?
Yeah.
Phil Iker, yeah. He's taking up
You have
Bob
you have
Reed's
the one for
place.
Phil.
Yeah, I got one here for Phil.
Phil is just Plan Commission.
Right.
Is his son the doctor?
Yeah.
Is he?
Tobin. That is not Tobin's dad. Tobin's dad is Jim Iker.
Okay, but Phil's got a son that's Dr.
Well,
too,
he
I think,
might.
yeah.
What's his son's name? John?
I'm not even sure.
Well, Tobin is Jim's and he's a doctor out here at the
At the
hospital.
hospital.
What I have are the two Plan Commission members to be appointed are Phil Iker and Gene Whitty.
Right. They're both new right now.
And I think a couple of those are replacing other people.
Right.
Yeah,
So when they replace, they would just fill out that person's
Yeah.
tenure, yeah.
Yeah, and so we've got the appointment for him here for Phil Iker, and it's running from January through the end of 27.
Yep.
To fill out a term. So I need a motion on Phil Iker. Appoint him to the
You
Adams
already-
County Plan.
You already did Gene Whitty, didn't you?
Right.
Okay,
Yep.
motion to appoint Phil Iker Plan Commission.
Second.
Okay, motion passes.
Okay. Like there's that form. I've also got Bob Reef, Land Commission.
He is off.
No, he's off.
He's off.
Okay, so he went
He's
off.
taken out. One of those other guys is replacing Bob.
So that, okay, so I've
That's
got a
needed.
form for him, but he's not on the list, so that's.
I took
explains
that out of mine, but.
That explains that.
Freaking taking that
All right.
Who else do you have?
Two more. We've got Stan Stoppenhagen on County Council on Aging.
Can you leave the room, Stan?
And I don't know anything about old people. so-
Quick, let's approve him before he declines.
And then also, Shannon Green as the Title VI Coordinator. So need a motion on those two.
Do that before she denies that. I move, both Shannon and Stan be appointed.
Yeah, I'll second that motion. Motion passes.
All right. Here's those. All right, I think there's just a couple that we need to check on staggered terms and bring those back. And that's with
If you
the,
have those and you wanna bring those back, I'll get rid of all of mine, so we don't get confused.
nope.
I think I got the minutes all correct though, so.
I'm gonna do two separate forms for Doug Hartman. I had him put both on one, but I'd rather have two separate forms for him.
Okay, so you're gonna bring that one, those back too?
I've got the one here for the plan commission.
Oh, so you're just
So
gonna do
might
a
as well
separate one?
have them sign that, and I'll do a separate one for PZA. They've already made the motion to appoint on both, but so that can be in the records, but I'll
No, here's yours.
get you the other.
Do I need to sign mine?
Sure.
Oh,
Did you abstain on that one, Stan, on your, you, I assume you would.
I don't know. Do I need to abstain on my own appointment?
I don't think you
How
need
does that
to.
work?
Doug,
That's
Doug
what
made
you
the
do.
motion and I seconded that, so.
As long as you do a good job.
It's not a paid position, so.
Waste a
we're
little
fine.
more ink.
I wanna be accurate.
It's not paid, Stan, so you just
Oh,
should, it's
so I
not a
can
problem.
just sign it? All right.
Okay, you, oh, 3-0, okay.
I'm gonna vote for myself.
There you go.
Do you still want me to have you as seconding the motion though?
Yeah.
It's basically a committee assignment.
Well, as Michelle's director.
There's a lot of work that Brooke and Angie put into keeping up with all that, a lot of
Keep
work
us
they
straight.
do. And I know they,
You know, too, when I look at this list of names, I think, and we have got a ton of people in the county that are willing to serve and put in their time.
Work for nothing or little or nothing.
yeah, some of them no pay.
To me, that's just impressive.
Yeah.
Got all the ones I need to sign today then.
Yep, that's everything. Everything that needs signed
I don't know
today.
what those are.
Uh,
Yours or mine?
yeah, let me see.
Yeah. Next thing you know, they'll have a pickup trash along the roadside committee.
There you go. I'm the emeritus.
I nominate
Eric
Gary
Mann.
for that.
Committee of one.
That's it. That's all we got for today.
Okay,
Do you have anything, Clayton?
Yeah.
you catch your breath. Yep. What else have you guys got for us?
I think that's it today.
Tony, do we want to talk about the scanning documents?
We can do that, or you can go to HR and see if she has anything.
Okay, Shannon, thoughts? Maybe for us today.
The only thing I have is 2026 schedule for department head meetings. I followed what we did for 2025, so April, July, and November. It's the last Tuesday of each month. I confirmed on at least the commissioner's calendar that it's available, the room's available all of those days. So if you're okay with that and you're available for those, then we'll schedule them
Give us the date again.
April 28th.
Is that the one I'm doing?
You
That's
guys,
the one you did last.
Yeah, I just,
I'll
might as
leave it
well
up-
just keep the same schedule.
I'll leave it up to you guys, but I talked to Shannon today and our office has something for probably each of those department head meetings. And I know Steve was involved in one of those discussions on credit cards. We're also gonna do a capital assets thing on one of those dates. I'm getting with Darren Bates on that. The dates I think should be fine. I have to call Darren just to verify his availability on one of those dates, but that's up to you guys, what order you wanna do things.
I'm fine with what we did last year. Who, I had the first one, who had, I don't know if Stan or Steve.
I took the second one.
Steve,
Stan
that's
had
it.
the third
What's the
one.
date for the second one again?
April 28th and then July 28th and then November 24th was the three that I picked. And last year we started at 8 and I think it would be a good thing to start either 8:15 or 8:30, just to give people a chance to get here and get settled.
Fine. That 8:15 is fine.
Okay.
We just use name more of the day than we have to.
As long as we don't have drainage board on those days, it should be fine.
I don't have it down anywhere. Okay,
That would shorten it quite a bit.
what stands date again?
November 24th. And I did not add start time to this little thing I put together, but I'll put that on there and then I'll send it out, obviously, to you guys and all the department heads as well. And then either Tony and I will schedule the meetings on the calendar itself, just so the room's reserved.
Thanks for running those down, dates, corresponding dates down.
Yep. That's all I had, as long as you're okay with those.
I am.
Like I say, if any of you need a presentation, either Shannon or our office always has things going on. that
Okay,
the
well,
department heads need to do.
what I'll do, when April comes, I'll ask you, Tony, what you'd like to cover on that date.
And I think Shannon can also piggyback, because a lot of the things that we do are fairly similar.
We could
Okay.
always talk, I mean, we always have something to talk
You
about.
mean like in person?
Yeah.
Can't we just WebEx each other and message each other?
So, okay, that's all I had though.
Okay,
Thanks.
Back to appointments. Do we need to even talk about some of the others as far as Doug on Public Defender Board?
I got another year before I'm up.
Okay. And then I've got a year for. So we're good there. How about our other committees that would sit on anything? that we-
Our internal committees or the committees we sit on, you guys have any thoughts? You wanna swap anything or you okay with where committees you serve on?
My only thing is I'm on Chamber of Commerce Industrial Division. I don't even know.
I don't think you need, I don't think it's very active from what I hear. That's Decatur Chamber of Commerce, right?
Well, I don't.
I think it's Decatur.
I mean, I
Chamber of
used to,
Commerce.
when I came on as commissioner, I sat on.
Tony, you have a list of
Economic
those
development.
commissioner assignments?
I do somewhere.
Okay, I probably need to get one. I don't think
I think I'm comfortable with,
I'm okay with,
Where I'm at.
where I am now, whatever.
I think that's Decatur Chamber Stan and I.
Yeah, we may need, I've got an old list here.
Okay,
I have it somewhere, and I think Angie might have it also somewhere.
if you would happen, if you dig that out.
Yeah.
Cause this one,
Just to make sure we know.
mine still has me on drainage board, which I'm not.
Make sure you know, we know.
Yeah, we need to.
You got a master list there, Stan? That's
Yeah.
of all three of you? I'll
Yeah,
get a
but
copy of that too.
but it's
yeah.
an old, this is
I'll
an old.
update
It might be updated. Let's look at that, let's look
Yeah.
at that next week.
Next,
We'll-
okay.
we'll
we'll
cover
cover
that
that
next
next
week.
week.
Let's cover
We'll,
Yeah.
we'll bring our list down and we'll go through what we're at.
Yeah,
So let's just put a hold on those assignments
Yeah,
till next
put
week.
a hold on that until next week.
this one still has an appointment to sit on the Golden Meadows committee.
You can go out there and
I probably
enjoy
have.
yourself. Still plenty of
I
room.
walked through there a couple weeks ago.
Did you really?
Shannon, that was all you had
Get
for
in,
us?
got the key.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, if you ever wanna go through.
No, thanks, that's.
All
half
I-
Larry.
All I have left on the agenda, guys, is the scanning proposal to scan our books.
Constable.
Tom will be involved in that discussion.
Okay, come on up, Tom.
Still there.
Gentlemen, Doug and Stan.
Yeah.
Steve is aware of this. He sits on the committee. I think we have, one of us have made you aware of this ongoing, and I think I sent this out to all of you via email, but I do have it printed. As you know, we had discussed in the past about getting all of these books, commissioners' books and all that scanned. Josh Dawson with US Imaging came, did a sample of some of these older books. And the committee was online with him looking at these samples. I think we're pretty impressed with what we saw.
Yeah.
Mike Brown was on that committee, Brad Yoder, Mike Whirling, Angie, Steve, Tom, myself. Am I missing anyone?
I can't think of anyone.
I
So he
think,
didn't have to take the books apart?
no, they do it on site. And what he showed us, I think Mike Brown even said that's the highest quality he's ever seen.
Yeah.
Mike,
Something like that.
Mike is a big fan of that. I've used
So
it.
do they create an index also?
That's all listed in here as to what they will do. Did I send that out to you?
I don't know if I've seen that, but I know that was a big thing. Steve
They,
talked about
we
that.
can pay them to do
Whatever you want.
whatever we want. And the different pricing for those different things is in here. The more advanced you get, the more it'll cost, but they can do indexing. Yes. They can search by keyword.
Yeah, you could, I think the piece I liked about it is it's totally searchable. You can type in Salem Road and it'll give you any reference to Salem Road in any of those documents.
Wow.
I think the primary indexing is by date, by record type and by date. If I remember correctly, I've slept
Yeah,
since
it's
then.
been a while, but
But they can do basically whatever we want, but I think that's, so you would pull up commissioner's record from January 6th of 2026, and it would have our minutes. But, they will all be, Adobe Acrobat documents, so we don't
So
have
like
to.
you're talking, you could pull up by date even to some of these old 18 and 1900s.
Absolutely, yeah,
Okay.
absolutely, yes.
If you get them all scanned, they'll all be, just like now on my.
I think Clayton, you were in
office,
on that too, weren't you?
They are now searchable. I mean, you type in.
Clayton and Mark were on that
1836, you'll
too.
be able to find it.
Really high quality image, but the image they will produce is actually more legible than the original, because they use,
OCR.
yeah, OCR and maybe even some AI to kind of enhance the documents, like those handwritten documents that are sometimes hard to read. They would enhance those documents so that they're more legible.
It's basically, it's like a three-step process. They take the picture, they kind of crop it, and then they just zero in on the quality of the image. And then they also will have a backup that way of something. And they guarantee if there's something that missed, or if it's not very high quality, they will either enhance theirs or come back down and take.
And they had the ability to do it all on site. No books leave the premises. They aren't taken apart or anything.
They work 24 hours. When they come here, you need to like have this room available 24/7, and they'll just knock it down in 2 days.
Oh,
And what,
have they done any of it so far?
They did all my books.
They come in and they did samples, though, is what the committee looked at.
Okay.
there's three different proposals. One are the original for all of these books in here, the Commissioner Council books.
Yeah.
And that would be this proposal,
Okay.
which if I didn't send that to you, I can send it.
How much is that proposal again, Tony?
Oh, gosh. I'll let you look at that. It was in there towards the end, I think. This is the least advanced, I think, because the surveyors and the auditors' books, there's more involvement with those. Because the surveyor has maps also, and we have the plat books. So,
So to image the commissioner's record books, including the road books, I believe.
Yeah. everything in here.
Was $58,650.16.
So, okay, so Tom, the things that you've done. Okay, as you go through new documents being recorded this year, they come back yearly and not, and.
Well, they don't do, I'm already scanned, those are already being scanned in, so they don't have to come scan them. Again, like your minutes now are in a book to be scanned. They're already being recorded and
Right.
whatever Tony does with them. So no, they're not coming back to do the yearly update. Now Tony's, the only thing that would be, I need updated Tony's plat books if there's a change in the plat. Like if you go buy another property and you change of ownership.
All these other books are gonna stay the way they're scanned. There's not gonna be anything added to them. Like Tom said, the plat books, actually, a lot of counties are going electronic. We had a concern with going electronic because we didn't know how they would be updated. Searchers like coming to our county because we have the plat book technician, Amy, they all keep those records. They write in them every day. With Adobe, when Josh was here, he told us on those plat books, if it's through Adobe like that, they are editable. Only Amy and Mike would have the access to be able to draw on it, add wording to it, legal description, whatever it is, as those changes are made, we can do it on the computer in real time and be updated and not have to worry about the old plat books being kept caught up because we're doing it online. Because quite frankly, we struggled to get a plat book technician, if you remember, when
Yeah.
Mike became surveyor, we couldn't find anybody.
Yeah, we went for 2 years without one.
So if Mike ever decides he wants to get that up, that's a very niche
Yeah.
type of thing. So this electronic, being able to edit that, we'll be able to keep up with them and not have to worry about that.
So the same, okay, let's say they do all the old books on commissioners' minutes. They got it caught up. They catch it up till, let's say it's caught up till 12/31/25. Okay, so today's meeting. How, is that
Those are
photographed
already,
somehow?
those are already recorded online in folders. I have it going back many years. It's on computer already.
Oh, it's already there, okay.
Just like my documents are being e-recorded and or I scan them when they come in, so they're not in a book that I had to rescan.
Okay, so everything's up to date.
Surveyors, cost stuff, the surveyor stuff.
But the main reason, not only for make it searchable, but for the purpose of if one of these books disappeared, then
You got this.
your records are gone.
Part of it's preservation. A lot of it's preservation. My office and the plat books are probably the biggest difference as far, because they'll have to continue to be edited. I mean, Mark can talk to you about his title searchers. If they were able to access, and I think Mark was in on that sample when they were showing it, his searchers could be in their office, connect to our plat books online and find everything they need to know without having to come over.
They've already cut their time over here in my office tremendously because all my stuff is now searchable online. Which I'm sure helps the efficiency in his office.
It's, well, and it's, yeah, no, it's across the board for any title company and anybody wanting to access those records, because that happens every day, all the
And
time.
we have to control how they're viewed, who, we don't want anybody to be able to change anything. It's just read only.
Mhm.
But IT can make that happen. That's
So
why they
will
were
be
involved.
online then, right, Tony?
Eventually.
Eventually, okay.
If it gets approved and it gets done, eventually it would all be online.
Lot of stuff.
And I would guess they'd just be able to click a link on our website and go to whatever it is they need to look for.
Right. So then they looked at all the surveyor record books.
In addition to,
And this would be in addition to the commissioner's
Is that the-
books.
is that the-
Surveyor record books, maps
This
and
is for
railroad
the auditor's
maps
office.
would be another 33,000.
They did three different
33,017.82 is that proposal.
So that's for the surveyors, maps and books. And then
why would we, I know it's a lot of money. What, is this, is there a third one too?
there's,
What's that involved besides surveyors and commissioners?
these are three different things.
What's the third thing?
The third is the auditor's office.
Okay.
Oh,
All those white transfer books you see up there,
yeah.
all those and the plat books.
I mean, as auditor, wouldn't you want that done? I mean,
Well, yeah, we'd like them scanned because the transfer books are just a simple scan. We don't necessarily have to keep adding to those. The only thing that we need to add to and make electronic where it's searchable, well, they're all searchable. Where we can change the plat books, that's the biggest deal. That's the biggest change, which if Mike ever decided not to do it, we'd have a problem. Because we literally, I can think of 5 people we asked, they didn't want any part of it.
Well, I think there are some counties that their plat book technician maybe work once a month and they come in
Yeah.
here once a month and type. And so their records are sometimes in their plat book is
Yeah.
delayed.
It's outdated a lot of times.
So the last proposal then for the.
Mark has that one.
Okay.
And I don't know if they separated plat books from transfer books, if they added it all as one proposal. Mark has it in front of him looking at it.
In my mind, we get two, it serves two functions. One is preservation of those records. If we have a fire and all those books burn, we're all in trouble. I mean, just recently, we've gone back into those books that are 100 years old and tried to find information in them.
Yeah, Mark and Brad were in
In the
there a
event of
lot.
a fire, we have nothing to go back to
well,
find.
not only if they don't burn, if the
Yeah,
sprinkler system
sprinkler
comes
system
on,
comes
you
on,
gotta
they get
warn.
destroyed.
There was a
So-
county in Indiana that went through all of that. I forget
Yeah.
where it was.
I
So,
remember
so not only is that preservation of records piece, but there's also the
Here's
the searchability and the resource, the ability to search them digitally versus search them physically and going through the books, I think there's a big advantage there too.
Obviously, if the commissioners wanted to do this and approved it, council would have to approve the funding. And our office would have to look and see how that could happen and where it would come from and so forth. I mean, you.
I think for those who's gonna be sitting in these seats when we're underground, I think it's a no-brainer whether we should
That's
proceed or
Now,
not.
wait till you hear this last quote though.
Oh, no.
That's the most expensive
Well,
one.
before you say the vote, Steve, I will say, you can approve this today. That doesn't mean you have to come up with the money in 26. Because stage 1 might be in 26, stage 2 might end up being in 27. So,
The auditor's records, Tony, why are you so expensive?
well, look at it.
The auditor's records are $228,839.29.
Most of that is making the plat books electronic and editable so that we can do it right on the computer.
So a lot
I
of
will
that is
say-
related to the plot books.
That is,
Well,
that is,
do you
that's
expect-
comparable
hey,
to my books.
Do you expect any of these costs to go down?
No.
I doubt it, no. And
And I
actually,
will also say,
Probably not like,
I will also say what they do when they estimate, they look at the book and they go, this is thick, it's 600 pages. But there might be only 400 pages in that book. So when they do finally go through it and count the pages, it will go down. It could go
I
down.
mean, look, but the basic charges.
Right.
Well,
You can't, yeah, no, we've gotta talk to the county council, you can't sign a
It's a lot of money.
contract that you
right,
don't have appropriation for.
yeah.
Even if it is multi-year, when you sign it, you have to have it approved by appropriation, even if we're.
I'm just saying.
If you did the least expensive one in 26, let's say, council would have to approve additional appropriation into the preservation of records in your
Well,
budget.
do you have this on council's agenda next week?
I do, well, I can add it. My thought is if all 3 commissioners, and Mark, I assume that you saw this. I mean, if you advise the commissioners that this would be a positive step and all of you agree to that, I think Josh would do a joint showing you the samples and stuff. Probably be able to come in person if we could plan it and do that for council commissioners as a joint session thing.
Well, why don't we plan on doing something like that at the sometime in February?
February council meeting.
Yeah.
Good deal.
if that would work for
We gotta
you
get
guys.
We gotta move on one way or the other.
It all started with these books and the commissioner's records.
Yeah.
And I think that was, when we got that first proposal, $58,000, the question then became, what other records do we have that we should think about doing at the same time? And then came the surveyor records, and then came the auditor records. So I think we could maybe, knowing that auditor number is so huge, maybe we
Back
think
off
about,
of
well,
that.
let's do the commissioner records first. Maybe do the surveyor records, and then ultimately, maybe a year or two down the road, we try and find the money to do the auditor records. But what we were trying to think about were records that were most valuable, most irreplaceable, and most referenced. So getting the biggest bang for our buck, and it felt to me like those commissioner records were probably at the top of the list.
Where'd you get the money to do yours, Tom?
Out of my fund.
It's a perp fund.
I have a fund especially for that. Every recording I do, so much money goes into my per fund and that is for maintaining and recording the documents.
You have a fund like that, Tony?
Nope.
Now,
The clerk does and
I might be
recorder.
able to, I might have a little bit extra that I could help out. But I couldn't.
Yeah,
cover.
$228,000, do you?
Yeah, that one's, I mean, but the plat books, I think those are important simply because if we don't have Mike, I don't know what we do to keep him up at this point.
Tony, you could look at too and say, what are the plat books, what are the transfer books and get the.
Yeah,
plat
I think
books
it's in here.
But you might.
Yeah, we could do that in certain
Just
level.
thinking ahead down the pike somewhere, what other county office is probably
We could-
needing this besides what we've talked about?
Well, that's exactly how we came up with the last two proposals, is what other county
I
offices.
asked other
We talked
departments,
about that.
Okay.
the clerk has her own thing.
She's
She got
gonna
ARPA
do that
money.
Digitizing.
And
She
I
had our
already did
ability to
mine, what I
So
took
we got
off.
recorder, we got clerk taken care of, we got the three that we've discussed here. Is there anything else out there?
No, because I asked, that's one of the things that in our committee meeting, when we looked at these samples, I was charged with checking with other
Surveying
departments.
the other departments.
Okay.
And these are the only ones that
Well,
have
so we're
this.
basically know where we are and know where we should try to go.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah.
So I guess that the consensus is, let's put a presentation together with council and
In
commissioners
February.
in February
Yeah.
and look at it again.
Yeah.
I
See,
will
see
do
what
this.
they're willing, see what council's willing to
I'll
fund or
just make it part of the
reappropriate
council
because.
agenda, because you commissioners will be
Yeah,
here
and
anyway.
we can recommend anything we want, but we can't, if we don't have the money to pay for it, we're done.
And I don't know if Mark,
You could talk to
The-
them Thursday.
the
about
assessor
what we're
doesn't
doing,
have
that way they can
anything?
kinda talk.
yeah. Yeah, next week I can
Apparently
tell
there
them it's
wasn't
coming
anything
up.
that she felt like
And I'll
she
work
needed
on
to
Josh,
do.
getting Josh down here that day.
I don't know if, Mark, do you or Clayton have anything to add that you came away with from the presentation of the samples, or Steve?
Well, I think we need to get a communication out to the county council well ahead of that February meeting.
Yeah, I will.
And explain to them, that's something we could also kind of maybe help get done. Clayton, would you want to let them know and let Julie Marie know? She represents council.
And I can send all these proposals out. I have them.
Cause their question is gonna be, well, why do we need to do this? And those commissioner records, there's
You're
nowhere.
not replacing them if something happens.
Once they're gone, they're gone.
So this is,
But the transfer records as well are very
Yeah.
important. We've got microfilm, we've got other means, to recover most of those things, but it sure would be advantageous to have it digitized, preserved.
Well, they're going to ask, is it a need or a want?
yeah.
Yes.
And in my opinion,
It's gonna be
it's a need because you cannot replace these records, and you're never going to stop needing to update plat books because you just have to keep up with them.
And I will say, Mark said something about microfilm, and I have microfilm in my office, and if I try and make a copy from it, it's not a very good quality, and they came in and made a quality like it's readable.
So
So-
Clayton and Mark, so when Tom said the clerk's got her doing her thing, does that encompass both courts and all of that stuff?
It should, whatever the clerk had.
The court sitting board don't, retain a lot of hard files now that Indiana moved to the e-filing system. Most stuff is really maintained, you know, within the cloud of mycase.in.gov. Except for, you know, I think they still at this point retain some, hard records, but I think that actually the courts themselves retain pretty minimal hard records other than guardianship documentation and stuff of that nature.
I think pretty much all of the hard records that the courts still maintain are also digitized.
Correct.
So they're already preserved.
My concern whenever we have so many different systems going and so many different people working on them is the interoperability of systems. And whenever I heard that they were gonna be saved in an Adobe Acrobat file, that's a very common, very universal type of file format that I would think would be accessible for years and years without us having to pay for a proprietary piece of software.
I mean, I think it's important to at least pursue it. I'll get it on the February council agenda. And if Tom can help, Tom or I can get a hold of Josh to see if he has availability at that February council meeting to maybe give the presentation or show the samples.
Worse than this, Zoom, but he might get, much as he's in Indiana, he could.
Yeah, so we'll see what we can do. We'll get that set up for February. I just sent the three of you your current list that you were asking about. This was done January 7th of 25. We took Steve off the Golden Meadows. Doug was added to the health board. Stan was taken off the health board and the drainage board.
Okay, so that seems pretty current then.
So I think this was done January 7th of 25.
Good deal.
Okay.
We'll take a look at that
Yep.
for next meeting.
But I just sent it to you so you can look it over.
Okay.
Good deal. Anything else, guys? Anything from the public? Sheriff?
Commissary report.
You got it.
All right.
Which I sent to you all
Yeah.
and
We
council.
did get it. Yep.
Yeah.
If, under the new statute, I have to give you quarterly report, so you have that report, so I'm here to ask if you have any questions over it.
Now, any questions, guys?
Still works the same as it always has, I guess.
Yep, it's just, like I said, instead of going biannual, we're going quarterly, so you'll see me at least once a month for this submission. If you have questions, you can call me anytime, for it. But I just ask you to, accept my report in a public meeting.
I have
When
no
you
problem with the
create
report,
that-
Stan.
When you create that report, is it audited also?
What do you mean?
I mean, by any kind of a state organization?
Oh, yeah, SBOA, State Board of Accounts audits once a year.
Okay,
Yep, 100%.
good.
And that's kind of what brought this going from biannual to quarterly is some sheriffs aren't doing things appropriately and it gives you more of an opportunity to see this and maybe catch something
Sure.
before it's too late. Because some of the large counties, you're gonna see it in the news, Lake County Sheriff, as SBOA audit report just got published and they say he misappropriated $300,000. So, but the commissioners, the council, no one brought that up. The
Sure.
State board brought it up. So a large county though, this is my quarterly report. His quarterly report is probably 5 times the size of this. So it's hard to go over all the time, but that's why we're training, we do mandatory training now with state boards for the commissary account. So we're trying, but 1 or 2 of us will make it bad for all of us. So,
Sure.
but yeah, if you guys accept that, and then have one other thing to comment on.
Okay, so
So that's it. You want acceptance of the quarterly report today.
Correct. That's what it'll be for now on, is every quarter you'll be,
Today it's quarterly.
yeah, it's the
This is
last
the last
fourth
quarter
quarter
of
of 25.
Okay, I move that we accept his report for 25.
Is there a figure there, Dan, for that amount? There's no
Motion
monetary
passes.
I
figure?
got it.
What do you want to, something you want to give the press? Monetary figure, how much money you made or what?
Well, we don't make anything. The beginning balance of the quarter was 49,420. And the ending balance as of December 31st was $27,022.92. And this money is used, by my office to help take care of the jail, the inmates and things like that. It's set by statute what the money can be used for.
Maintenance, things like that.
All kinds of things.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, what else you got for us, Sheriff?
Just an update, the Decatur BZA board turned down, the range at the jail. So the county BZA and city BZA, in my opinion, have made it perfectly clear that there will never be an open air range in this county.
Sounded to me like the mayor was all for it.
The mayor's not on the BZA board.
What reasons?
Because basically I can't guarantee a round will never come out of that facility.
Can't guarantee that anywhere.
Well, and our hunting people don't have anything. Private citizens can have a range at their house in the county without any type of regulations. But you might as well never consider having a range in this county with these board members
Well, and even the Decatur City have a range. Vernon
in the
has-
county.
Yeah.
So
But yet we can't have our own.
Yeah. So what's
Their
plan
issue
C?
is use theirs,
So,
which we do, but then we accept their liability if something happens. And if something happens on the range that has nothing to do with us, we're still gonna get named in a lawsuit and we lose the use of that range. And then I have nowhere. We'll go to Allen County and shoot on their range. Well, I said, having half my police force out of the county is not acceptable to me. Plus the overtime, the drive time, but it's just,
what's,
it was
what's,
frustrating.
what's plan C? There isn't one.
there is none. I continue shooting at burn range and then if something happens there, then I don't have a range. And then maybe they will vote for it because it's not an immediate need because you have a place to shoot.
Right.
So they don't think me having my own place to shoot is needed.
Yeah. You gotta have a little visionary attitude.
So, but I just want to catch you guys on it.
Very
So
good.
as of now, that issue is, done.
Appreciate the update.
Yeah.
All right.
Anything
Well,
else?
I'm sorry to hear that.
Me too. I am too.
We're good. Thank you.
Thanks for keeping us informed.
Yep.
Anything else from the public? Stan?
Nothing really other than tomorrow's legislative day down at the State House, so I sit on the legislative committee for ICC.
Will you be able to go?
And so I'm going down
Okay.
there. We've got a prep meeting at 8 and then a meeting with different State House people, including the governor throughout the day.
Yeah, I
So
saw that.
if
Wow.
you've got any thoughts, feelings, issues that you'd like to bring up, let me know.
Good deal. I appreciate you doing that for us.
Just hope that the barbs that were caused by the redistricting issue is a thing of the past and they can get their act back together and be friendly and
Yeah.
work.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's gonna be a short session, and so I'm not sure what all their priorities are gonna be. I guess we'll kind of find out tomorrow too.
Okay.
So I think Matt's down there already. So,
Anything else, Stan? Doug? Anything for us?
No.
I don't believe I have anything. Hearing nothing else, I guess I entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
second.